here from Underground Training. In today's job hunt and mining information video, we're going to have a look at where the jobs are, where you can still get a job as an Australian citizen, and we're going to have a look at what's going on with the boom and bust in the industry and how that's affecting the wages. But first, I just want to say congratulations to Adam, who did our 3-step plan package not too long ago. He got his resume done in-house and he got himself a job with Burncut, so well done, Adam. So let's jump over and have a look at what's going on with the boom and bust cycle, the Australians' two mining industries. So at the moment, there's two things going on. You've got gold and copper, which is going crazy. I wrote this a little while ago, so gold had only reached $3,700 an ounce. It's well over $5,000 an ounce now, but it's still the same cycle. You've got gold and copper, which are booming, so they need people in those areas of the industry. Lithium and nickel crashed, unfortunately. They're in a big bust cycle, and iron ore and coal are just treading water. Unfortunately, with iron ore, it's gone driverless completely, and coal's going through a little bit of a downturn, and they will be looking to replace a lot of the drivers with driverless trucks moving forward, unfortunately. So you just need to keep that in your assessment when you're actually thinking about going into the industry. So if we jump over and have a look at the gold price, it's over $5,000 an ounce Australian, and the copper price in Australian tonnes is just under $15,000 a tonne Australian. And if we have a look at our map with all the gold and copper mines around the country on it, you'll see that there's lots of mines all around the country that are looking for people. So what's going on with wages? Wages will go up when the price is going up and they need people. When they don't need people or there's an oversupply of people, then wages will go down. And there's a classic example of that happening at the moment in the shutdown side of things and the utility side of things. For those that watched last week's video, I talked about how the utility side of things is using the overseas workers coming in because there's thousands of them coming in every week and they've all got the same idea. And why have they got that idea? Because 2 years ago when a few of them came in, everybody got a job. But that was 2 years ago when lithium was booming, nickel was booming, everything was booming, and basically anybody with a pulse got a job. It's not like that anymore. So if you've got somebody trying to tell you that it's really easy to get a job, you've just got to come to Australia and get a bunch of tickets and go and get a shutdown or a utility job, you know, you're now competing with thousands of people to do that, unfortunately. So I just wanted to make that clear. And if we go down and have a look at the shutdown jobs, you'll see they're under $50 an hour now for a TA. And it's only going down because they've got an endless stream of people that they can put through. So that's $50 to $70 an hour. And the $70 an hour will be for the trades and the $50 an hour will be for the TAs or the riggers or whatever. It's just there's an oversupply of people coming in. And whenever there's an oversupply, they screw the wages down. And it's exactly the same in the utility side of things. If you type FIFO utility in, you'll see all the wages coming down. And this is the job ad that we looked at last week. This one down here, it was $27.82 an hour. The only way companies will put wages like that out is if they can. And the reason they can is, like I keep on saying, there's lots of overseas workers coming in looking to pick up these utilities and these shutdown jobs. So if you're an Australian citizen, what are you going to do? Well, my advice is to go and hunt the production mining jobs, because the production companies don't want the overseas workers for the production mining jobs. They want actual Australian citizens to do these jobs, and often that job ad will say it. But if we type underground truck into Seek and jump over and we come down to the bottom again and have a look at this ad down here, this perfectly illustrates what I'm trying to say about the actual prices of things going up. So this is an underground truck operator job. It's $55 an hour, so up to $700 a day. Now, everybody else is paying $500, $550 a day for a truck driver. Why are they doing this? When you get into a big boom, you need experienced people, because it's possible to have not a good run in a big boom if you've got to hire new starters all the time, because new starters do damage, they go slow, you know, it's just not the best situation. So if you can pay $150 more a shift than anybody else and get a whole of experienced people to come in and drive trucks for you and not have any mistakes and push your production production up, you're going to make so much more money than if you have to hire a whole heap of experienced people and they make a whole heap of mistakes. This happens a lot in our side of the industry with underground. People tend to go and buy the labour. McMahon's have done it in the past. BHP, Nickel West have done it in the past. A lot of the owner-operators do it. It's just the thing that they do to go and secure the labour, and everybody else is left scrambling to try to raise their wages and have to hire new starters, unfortunately. And if we jump over to Seek and we type just underground in, you'll see some of these jobs come up and you'll see some of the wages coming up. So this is Pace Crew. It's up to $65 an hour. 12 months ago, they were only wanting to pay $55 an hour. And that's just going to keep on going up. And it's the same with Charge Up and the Bogger and Jumbo. All the jobs, Agi, everything's going up because there's not enough experienced people. So everybody else is trying to poach everybody else's labour. They're experienced people, and that's how the wages go up. But these jobs, these production mining jobs, they don't want overseas workers for these jobs. They want Australian citizens or Kiwis that can work in Australia like Australian citizens to do these jobs, because they're looking for people that are going to be in the industry for a long period of time. When they hire people for these entry-level jobs, they're not just looking for somebody to drive the truck. When people come through, they often get assessed, or they at least get verbally assessed to see whether they're going to be any good, and it often gets talked about in the shift boss's office at where that person's going to be. That person, if we put a bit of effort into them, we might be able to get them to charge up in 18 months. Or, this person comes in and they've got jumbo operator written all over them. All that stuff gets noted. So always put your best foot forward when you start your job, because it's easy to climb up through the ranks if they think that you're going to have a go and you're going to be competent, because so many people go up there and they don't actually have a go. And the other thing too is that with these job ads, if they're still up there, they're still looking for people. It's just that they probably hired somebody and they probably already failed and they're looking to hire somebody else. The reason that there's so many job ads out there for these underground hard rock jobs is that unfortunately people go into this industry green and they don't know what they're getting themselves into. And when you go into hard rock underground green or surface exploration, the other place of the industry that they actually need people, then the employers go through more than 50% of their new starters when they go in green. So how do you get around that? Check out the underground training, the DIY Introduction to Underground Mining course. It's got all the information that you need to get yourself up to speed. You can come down here and see what's in the training by clicking open these PDFs and have a look. But there's videos here on how it all works, and the latest video that I did on Educate Yourself shows you a bit about the training, so you can have a look at that. But what I'm trying to say to people is, at the moment, the places that you should be looking and engaging, especially if you're a citizen or you're coming in from New Zealand, are all the gold and copper mines. And the majority of those jobs where they want permanent people are in the hard rock production side of things. So that's your nipper, your truck, your offsider, service crew, pace crew, Agi. All viable roles for people to get into the industry at the moment. Where I think if you're a citizen is wasting your time is in the shutdown space and the utility space. They've just got so many people coming in from overseas that are all getting their tickets and getting their resume done that they can just pick through those people, and they've got a compliant workforce. And that's what a lot of these employers are after, is a compliant workforce, not necessarily a permanent workforce, but a compliant workforce that they can draw on at any time, that aren't going to worry about wages, that aren't going to worry about conditions, that aren't going to arc up about other things that are happening on site, that are just going to want to do their 6 or 12 months and then move on with their holiday. That's that's going to be the model moving forward for all these utility and shutdown jobs, because that's what they'll do, because that's what the mining employers always do. It just is what it is, unfortunately. So I hope you found that information helpful, and congratulations to Adam again, who got himself a job. Well done, Adam. And if you want to check out the 3-step plan package that he got himself a job with, that's over here in our shop. So that's there, $825. It's got all the online training and a full resume service. But if you're trying to get into the industry, the easiest way in is to show the employer that you know how it all works. Put you 6 to 8 weeks ahead of everybody else. But if you're trying to get in, check out the training at undergroundtraining.com.au. And if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video.